What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, I want to talk about a FBI raid that took place in the past few days involving this guy right here. A lot of people might know who this guy is. A lot of people may not. This guy right here is Pastor David Taylor, and he has 4 distinct ministry or locations in Michigan, Missouri, Texas, Houston to be exact, out here where I'm at, and Florida. Now, I've seen this guy before, like up close, right? I know his face. I don't remember where I've seen him at, but I've been in the same room with this guy, and I can't remember where it was at, but that don't even matter. But anyway, listen, this guy right here is getting federally indicted, right? And it's under sex trafficking charges. What this guy was supposedly doing with this woman that you see here, right here, her name is Michelle Brannon. Now, she is supposed to be a preacher too. And she's also in the indictment, under arrest. This guy right here, or what these two people were doing, was an elaborate scheme where they ran through call centers where they would get people to come in there. Some of them would stay in the church, and they would grind these people and pressure these people to call and get donations by phone through these various call centers in different parts of the nation. And if they didn't meet quotas, they were humiliated and all kind of stuff. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. This guy right here had elaborate mansions that was seized and all kind of stuff. But I'm going to tell you something. What I know about this guy from just looking up a little bit about him, this guy sees some crazy stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is telling people that him and Jesus are best friends. Hear me. And he done spoke with God face to face on various occasions. And people are believing that. Now, you know, you never question somebody's faith. And, you know, people that are religious, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's a balance in their life with all the problems a lot of us go through. But this type of stuff, or what he's doing, taking advantage of that, that's not right. Him and this chick right here, they the worst. This guy right here in 2016 said he raised a woman from the dead. You can go look this up on the internet. He raised a woman up from the dead on a Facebook post. Through a Facebook post, a Facebook message. He raised her from the dead. They got the article up here right now. But either way, man, just look this guy up. This guy's a mess. He wearing elaborate outfits and looking like the Jacksons on tour. Either way, man, take a look at what they got so far. Some of the stuff you hear is going to be crazy. No man of God or church leader will be doing any of this type of stuff. Take a look.
Also new tonight, an elaborate religious human trafficking case that spans the country but starts in Taylor.
And let's get right to Fox News. Charlie Linkton joining us live from one of 3 properties raided by the feds today. What did you learn here, Charlie?
Well, we learned a lot. First of all, this is a big indictment that came down here. 10 counts, mostly, though, about human trafficking. There's some money laundering in here. But let me tell you, I'm at the Kingdom of God Global Church in Taylor, Michigan. That's it right there. It's a huge place where a lot has happened over the course here. You can see state police are here. FBI is here. But take a look at this guy, though. This guy's name is David Taylor. He is the subject of this. He's 53 years old. He says he owns these call centers. That's what they're called, not only here, but in Tampa and Houston as well. He also says, at least according to the indictment, he is an apostle, and Jesus is his best friend. He also has multiple face-to-face encounters with God. Now, here in Taylor, this this center here is called the Call Center, where he's got what they call armor bearers. These are people that live and work here. They're unpaid, they're sleep deprived, and they must obey Taylor's orders, or if they defy God, they'll be punished. This is all part of the indictment. Now, he He also says that he wants women to come in here, not only to take care of him, and then he makes them have a Plan B emergency contraception. All in all, they raised about $50 million in donations from 2014. Now, I'm going to show you a little video over here of some reaction from people around the country that are affected by this guy, Taylor. Take a look.
It's not just happening right here in Tampa. It's Ocala. It was really all over the country. So this was an incredible network, if you will, that generated significant profit for the individuals that were engaging in the trafficking. So I think if there's any lesson for all of us is that this truly can happen in any community, anywhere in our country.
How could a pastor afford to live in a house like that? I mean, even some of the people who live there couldn't afford to live in that particular house in there.
All right, now what did he do with all this money? Well, he lived an elaborate lifestyle, as you saw from Tampa. That's a huge 28,000 square foot mansion. He also bought Bentleys and Mercedes-Benz and a whole bunch of other things. He was arrested in North Carolina, and then he likely will be brought up here in Michigan. That's not decided yet. If he is convicted of the most serious charge, although they're all 20-year felonies. I am live here in Taylor. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, and then these followers donate money, trusted in faith, and they trust their pastor, their reverend, whomever, the leaders of the church, and they hope that they're doing the right thing, and then you see something like this. What can be done about it? What are they saying, Charlie?
Well, these are people that were apparently, I don't want to say brainwashed for lack of a better word, but this is a human trafficking case. He got these people into his church. He would not let them leave. And if they did try to leave, he would punish them physically, sexually, etc. He also said that they had to get social welfare, like food stamps, and they had to bring them to the church. I mean, this is a human trafficking case as much as it is a money laundering case. In fact, more so, it's human trafficking with a religious tone. I mean, this is very severe, and it's not just here in Michigan, it's across the country. Definitely more on this story.
Yeah, it makes it even more disturbing. Charlie, thanks for the report.
Michelle Brannon both had separate court hearings this morning, even as additional raids unfolded on properties in Missouri, Texas, and Michigan. Fox 13's Kylie Jones continues our team coverage on this one tonight. She's at the federal courthouse in Tampa, where Brannon made her court appearance this morning. Kylie, what'd you learn?
Allie, at this point, it's still not clear how David Taylor and Michelle Brannon know each other or originally met, but the two are now facing a 10-count federal indictment out of Michigan, where one of their several properties was. And a national human trafficking advocate and expert calls an indictment like this remarkable. From Tampa Bay to Michigan, Missouri, and Texas, this alleged forced labor organization was operating under the guise of a church in neighborhoods around the country. On Wednesday, FBI agents raided buildings and homes in cities across the country that were hiding behind the name of Kingdom of God Global Church, formerly known as Joshua Media Ministries, Inc.
In God's kingdom, where it's the best ground on earth, you should be excited. Anytime there's that door open, the window of heaven is open, you should be running to pay an offering and a tithe.
That's Michelle Brannon, the number 2 to the alleged ringleader David Taylor, who, according to a 23-page indictment, called himself apostle and Jesus' best friend. That indictment says the alleged forced labor, physical and psychological abuse, and conspiracy went on for more than a decade.
It all looks legal on its face. Right, there's nothing illegal about a call center, and there's certainly nothing illegal about a church. And so these things look totally fine at the surface level.
Court documents list 9 locations from Florida to Missouri to Michigan and Texas that served as call centers or ministry sites. FBI agents were seen raiding properties in Michigan, Houston, Texas, and North Carolina on Wednesday. Taylor was arrested in North Carolina. Brannon was arrested in Hillsborough County. She appeared in federal court in Tampa Wednesday afternoon. The pair is facing several charges, including forced labor and money laundering.
In paragraph 11, a very cryptic reference to women being required to use emergency contraceptives. And that's an indication to me that this indictment may not be complete.
Human trafficking experts say there are many layers to these allegations. In one case, the feds say the pair told victims at the call center Center to tell prospective donors that money would go to charity, even supporting victims of human trafficking.
The only way that cases like this come to light, the only way that cases like this can ever be indicted is if someone escapes.
The indictment lists 8 victims, but experts say there could be many more. And Brennan was escorted into a courtroom at the federal courthouse behind me this afternoon, handcuffed and shackled. The judge asked her where her attorney was and if she had an attorney. Brennan told the judge she had 2 private attorneys who had been working with them out of St. Louis and Oklahoma. But she then told the judge she hadn't heard from either of them and hadn't been able to get in touch with them. The judge said the phone numbers that were provided didn't work, so it's not clear at this point if Brennan does in fact have representation right now. The judge continued her hearing to tomorrow afternoon, and in the meantime, she is expected to find an attorney locally.
Just shocking, and still so many questions. I'm sure this is far from over. All right, Kylie, thank you.